Today, we're going to take a little trip into the near future and see which countries are poised to be the absolute titans of the global economy come 2026. So let's just jump right in.
So, have you ever wondered who's really going to be running the show, economically speaking, in a few years? Well, we're about to count down the top 10 based on projections for 2026. And trust me, there are a few surprises in here. But first, before we get to the countdown, we need to be clear on how we're measuring all this. We're using GDP, or Gross Domestic Product. Now, the easiest way to think about it is right there on the slide. It's basically the annual price tag for everything a country makes and does. Bigger GDP, bigger economy. Simple as that. All right, now that we're all on the same page, let's get this countdown started. Who's making the cut for the top 10 biggest economies in 2026? Kicking things off at number 10, it's Brazil, with a projected GDP hitting just over $2 trillion. What's really cool here is that it's the only South American country to crack the top 10, a true powerhouse. Now, this is where things get really interesting. We've got two major G7 countries, the group of the world's biggest advanced economies, and they are basically neck and neck. The margin between them is incredibly thin. Sliding into that number 9 spot, we've got Canada. The Great White North is projected to pull in about $2.39 trillion. That's a huge economic output that easily secures its place on this list. And just edging them out for the number 8 position, it's Italy at $2.42 trillion. I mean, it really shows you just how intense the competition is among these major economic players. Okay, so we're moving up. We're now leaving the $2 trillion club behind and entering a whole new tier. Every single country from this point on has a GDP well over $3 trillion. The scale is about to change. And the very first country to smash through that $3 trillion barrier is France, coming in strong at number 7. With an economy of $3.33 trillion, it just goes to show their enduring strength in everything from luxury goods to aerospace. Next up, at number 6, we see a country that is absolutely on the move, India. With a projected GDP of $3.78 trillion, you can really see its growth story in action, driven by a massive population and a seriously booming tech scene. And grabbing that number 5 spot, rounding out this middle tier, is the United Kingdom, coming in just shy of $4 trillion. The UK shows it's still a massive global player, especially with its powerhouse financial sector. And this chart, well, it just says it all, doesn't it? Look at the bar for Brazil, way back at number 10. Now compare that to India and the UK. We're talking about an economy that's nearly doubled in size. That's the kind of jump we're seeing.
Okay, take a breath. Because from here on out, we're not just moving up a spot or two. We are in a completely different universe. These next countries, they're all members of the super exclusive $5 trillion club. The numbers are about to get wild.
And the first member of this club, Europe's undisputed economic engine, is Germany at number 4. It's the first on our list to blow past that massive $5 trillion mark, an industrial and export machine. Securing the bronze medal position, we have Japan. With a projected GDP of $5.41 trillion, Japan continues to be a cornerstone of the global economy, built on decades of incredible innovation in technology and manufacturing. So, we've climbed all the way from number 10. We've seen some of the world's greatest economic powers, and now it all comes down to the final showdown. Just 2 countries left. In the number 2 spot is China, with a mind-boggling projected GDP of $23.13 trillion. But holding strong at number 1 is the United States, with a colossal economy projected to be near $28 trillion. Absolutely massive. And this slide right here puts it all into perspective. Just look at those 2 bars. The US and China are playing a completely different game. Their economies are so immense, they absolutely dwarf every other single nation on this list combined. It's their world, and everyone else is just living in it. So, after that incredible countdown, what does it all really mean? Let's zoom out for a second and look at the big picture that these numbers are painting for us. So what are the main takeaways here? Well, first, it is undeniably a 2-horse race between the US and China. The gap between them and everyone else is just huge. Second, you can see that the traditional economic powers, the G7 nations, still have a major presence. And finally, you see this very clear shift of economic gravity towards Asia, with China, Japan, and India all sitting in the top 6. And all of this leads us to one final big question.
these are the projections for 2026. But the world is always in motion, right? So is this the new normal? Or are we on the verge of an even bigger economic reshuffle? Well, that's a future that's still waiting to be written.